What just happened? I don't know how. I don't know why. What in the world just happened? But Bears win! 29-27 over the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. Went down 17 in the third quarter. Holy cow. I think a game like this really inspires me for what this coaching unit can do. Because they're down 17 points at any point in the game with Matt Eberflus. They ain't winning. They never won like that. If they won with Matt Eberflus, they were either winning the entire game or trailed for a very short period, like at the beginning or by like 2 points late, right? Like, I don't know. They weren't doing it with Matt Eberflus. And I know it's the preseason, but again, there's already more to get excited about. There's more that inspires me about this team. There's more that excites me in just 3 preseason games than at all with Matt Eberflus, honestly. And I say that mainly because most of the times that we've gotten excited about preseason games over the last handful of years have been because of new star players on offense, a new quarterback, a new receiver, someone new in the skill position group that we're excited to see play for the first time in a Bears uniform. We don't have to worry about that right now because we're so focused on the coaching, because we've been burned by Matt Eberflus so bad last year that we're so focused on the way that Ben Johnson coaches this team, and he's passing with flying colors right now, especially compared to that choker. This team was down 17 points at 2 separate points in this game. They were down 17-0 after Patrick Mahomes left the ball game, and then we were down 27-10 in the later stages of the third quarter. So there was not any quit for Ben Johnson and his coaching staff. And it's so impressive. Now, before I talk about the second half, I do want to talk about the starters here. Not the performance that we wanted to see out of the first offense, I will admit. That was a little rough. That looked a little bit more like what we saw for the majority last year. But not all bad. It took a little bit to get things rolling, but they were able to kind of move the ball those last 2 possessions that they had it. Weirdly enough, I was like, they had 2 series, they punted both times. I'm like, there's no way Ben Johnson's going to, take them out of the game right now. They're going to go down and they're going to get a score before they take them out, probably. Or the first half comes to a close. And that's what happened. On the third drive, they drove down, almost put it in the end zone, settled for a short field goal. Fourth possession, go down and score a touchdown. But those first 2 possessions were very, very rough. Caleb Williams messing up the handoff to Olamide Zaccheaus on a jet sweep. He fumbles and they're already backed up. It's 2nd and 14. False start penalty. Make it almost 2nd and 20 now. And then they can't do anything. Caleb does find DJ Moore to make it a respectable 4th and 5. If he wanted to go for it, he probably could have. But, it's early stages in the ball game. You're on your own side of the field. Don't go for it type of thing. Second drive, they get 1 first down after running with Swift. Caleb Williams finds Swift out of the backfield. He has a nice hurdle over a defender. He then picks up the first down, and then they can't do anything. Even after getting an offsides call on Chris Jones, they can't pick up another first down. And so 2 series in, you're like, well, this looks a lot like last year, because Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs down for a touchdown in the first 3 minutes of the ball game, and then they led to another field goal drive, which, that last play before the field goal, holy cow, that was just Patrick Mahomes' escapism, and I'm just like, he's finding someone in the end zone, but the receiver dropped it, so you got to be thankful for that at least, right? But yeah, that was a little tough. A very, very rough start to this ball game, but that's the thing that I took away from this as well, because the Bears had a lot of really, really bad starts to football games last season, and they were in no way equipped to respond or come back from those types of deficits. Because even if the offense put together 1 or 2 scoring drives, defense would allow another score or two. So the gap wouldn't really close at all. Ben Johnson closed the gap today. He showed that when he's down, he can find a way to come back. And that is, I think, the most impressive takeaway from this ballgame. Because on the last 2 drives, the ones looked much better. Even though they didn't score 2 touchdowns, they got a touchdown and a field goal. But 2 scoring drives to end the half makes me feel a little bit better. But again, gotta find a way to. Now, I do feel a little bit better that the number 1 offense went out and put up together 2 scoring drives to end the half. But at the same time, it leaves a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth because you saw it so much last year with the Bears going 3 and out or picking up 1 first down and then having to punt on the first 2 or 3 possessions of the game. And by the time that the offense finally wakes up and starts moving the ball down the field, they're already down in a 17-point hole. And Ben Johnson shared this sentiment. He was not very happy with how the ones played to start this ball game, though he did say it was nice to see a field goal drive and a nice 2-minute drive for a touchdown. And I agree. It was not a start at all that we wanted. We wanted to see more from the offense to start the ball game, but to see them stick with it, played 4 series, 1 led to a touchdown at the end of the half, which, by the way, going almost 80 yards in under 2 minutes for a touchdown is kind of nice to admit. A couple nice big plays, Zacchaeus and Odunze, but that was, I think, the most impressive drive, and that's what, if you want to have some positive outlook for this season, go ahead and look at that drive more so than how they started that ball game. And yes, I am recording this the day after, which is why I've watched the pressers. Usually I don't really talk about press conferences too much in these videos, but I am today. Ben also made another really good point in his presser that I want to touch upon. This is a really big, important game to see what kind of a road team that the Bears are going to be. And we just hope that it's not what we saw here in this one, with a slow start. And he was very, very frustrated with how slow the team started. Despite the team winning, it did kind of seem a little like, yeah, there was a lot that we still need to work on. Glad we came out with a W, but yeah, there's a lot that we still need to work on in preparation for Minnesota. So I think that mentality is going to be awesome for this team, that they're not just going to be happy with just winning in some of these situations. There's always room for improvement, and Ben is surely reflecting that mentality in the way that he responds and the way that he coaches this team, because holy cow, what a gutsy effort in the second half from the Bears after a rough showing from the number 1 offense in the first half. Now, the number 1 defense also started against Patrick Mahomes, and they did not look very good, but before you hit the panic button, there were several backups that were playing. Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon did not start and did not play in this ball game. So Patrick Mahomes was throwing against some of our backups, which that kind of explains why he was able to torch the Bears defense through the air as well as he did. But also I saw Tremaine Edmonds wasn't there, out for a ton. He did go down with a little bit of an injury, but Noah Sewell's playing. We're seeing Ruben Hippolyte play with the ones. So I think that it wasn't every single start. It's not the starting 11 that we're going to see week 1. There were a couple backups that were being mixed in throughout. So I'm not too concerned yet. It is Patrick Mahomes as well, so I'm not panicking yet. That's what I'm going to try and say here. But again, not the best for the number 1 defense, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, jumping to the second half, the Bears go down 27-10 inside 5 minutes of the third quarter, and it's a huge strip sack from Daniel Hardy that jumpstarts this comeback, and a heads-up play from Zach Pickens to pick up the ball after the whistle was blown, because they initially thought he was down. They review it. It's a fumble. Pickens just picks up the ball just in case. Turns out to be a very smart decision as the Bears get the ball back, and they'd score a touchdown on that drive with a nice throw from Tyson Bagent to Royce Freeman, a guy they picked up this week for a score. And the Bears find the end zone again. And then the Bears offense gets the ball back, and they get deep into Chiefs territory again. And then all of a sudden, on 4th and goal, this is a really nice play call as Bagent finds a wide open receiver in the end zone. I believe it was Wilson who makes the catch. And with under 4 minutes to go, or at least under 5 minutes to go, the Bears get within 5. They'd failed the 2-point conversion. Wasn't the best throw from Bagent. He tried to throw it outside, maybe a little too difficult for the receiver, but it's fine. They got to make one more stop. They got all 3 timeouts they can use, and they're able to get a stop. After using all their timeouts on 3rd down, Bailey Zappi in the ball game. I thought that ball was complete. So guess what? I turned the game off. I know. Go ahead and yell at me. I am an absolute idiot. I'm going to tell you this right now. I am a moron. I turned the game off because I thought that the receiver had caught the football. The broadcast said so, and I was like talking with some family. I wasn't fully paying attention as well. I was like, all right, it's over. It's not a big deal. Bears lose, whatever, right? I wasn't really too concerned. And also, it was preseason. I was like, all right, it's fine. Apparently, it was an incomplete pass, and they punt it. And Bagent gets another chance. So I didn't get to see the magical 2-minute drive that everyone's been talking about. I had to go rewatch it on the rerun from NFL Network a little later. But, yeah, that was unbelievable. I mean, and the best part about that drive is it almost felt effortless. First off, can I say Jade Walker? Unbelievable drive. What a catch on the first play of this drive. Nice extension, going up to grab it, and then using that foot, slamming it to the ground, just barely getting both feet in bounds. That was a spectacular catch to start the drive, and I guess that was the moment, as Walker was the number 1 target on the drive for the rest of said drive, and he made a catch right after. Tyler Scott got a couple nice crossing route type of catches to use that speed, turn it upfield for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, it's 1st and goal with 7 seconds to go. Now, before that play, they did throw an inbound pass to Miles Boykin, and they got they're the benefactors of a penalty being called against Kansas City, which stops the clock, so there's no worry about runoff or clock running, just having to spike it. No worries about that. But then it's 1st and goal with 7 seconds to go, and Tyson Bagent throws an absolute dot. I mean, a perfect pass. It was perfect coverage from Kansas City side, but a perfect pass from Tyson Bagent and a great catch from who else on this drive? Jade Walker. And he hits the celly again as the Bears take their first lead of the game, and they win 29-27. I'm so mad that I missed that. I'm so mad because that was phenomenal. And it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that that gets me excited for this team this season. I'm telling you, this is what gets me excited. The 2-minute drill in both halves looked really good. I'll tell you that much. And that is what I'm looking for. Because there have been so many times, especially under Eberflus, where the team had the ball down 1 score, needing to go get points in the final 2 minutes, 3 minutes, their final drive, and they turn it over. Usually with an interception from Justin Fields. So to see them succeed in 2-minute situations and get in position to win ball games, that to me is an instant upgrade. Because holy cow, that was awesome. See, it's a different type of awesome. Because last week against Buffalo, it was pure domination from opening kickoff to final kneel down. Here against Kansas City, it's grit. It's a will. It's no quit in this team despite being down 17 points against a team like Kansas City on the road. I think that's impressive as well. Equally as impressive as a dominating performance like they had last week. And despite the fact that they're playing backups and whatnot, it's still a 17-point comeback against a Steve Spagnuolo defense, who has been widely regarded as one of, if not the best defensive coordinator in the NFL, and is a huge reason why this Kansas City Chiefs team has continued to win football games and be the class of the AFC. That defense is phenomenal, and that's large in part to Steve Spagnuolo. So despite it being against backups, to go out and come back against his defense is really impressive. Overall, I was really impressed with the team. How they came back, how they didn't give up. But regardless, I think that it's like, you wish that you can see the ones play better in their lone road game of the preseason. That does raise some alarms, but I'm not going to panic. Because just like we had to restrain ourselves in excitement after last week, we have to restrain ourselves from hitting the panic button after this week. So, we'll see. There's 2 weeks until the team's Monday night opener against the Vikings. I'd be more interested to see how they perform to open week 2 on the road against Detroit, because that road schedule this year for the Bears is a gauntlet. If they play like this, they're not going to win many road games. And I don't think that they can at this point if they keep playing like that. So there's a lot of work to be done, but I am confident in this coaching staff to get this team ready for week 1, week 2, and the rest of this 2025 season. So there's some cautious optimism, but there's also some reason to be worried. But I implore you, don't panic. We haven't even started the season yet. Don't panic. Anyways, that's all I've got. I'm just excited for the games that count. 2 weeks, 2 Mondays from now, Monday Night Football, Bears, Vikings. It should be fun. But you're going to want to stay tuned to this channel to see when that comes out. So please, like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me. And then keep the conversation going in the comments below. What did you think? Tyson Bagent looks pretty good. The Bears threw for 4 touchdowns and no picks. I got to say, I was very impressed. Despite the slow start from the offense, the final stat line looks pretty good across the board. Tyson Bagent, that extension, is looking pretty nice right now. And yeah, since I didn't mention it here before, real quick, I'm so happy for Tyson Bagent for the extension. You can see the guy really cares about his family and his livelihood, and he knows how much this means for him and his family. And he deserves this extension, especially after playing like he did here against Kansas City. He deserves every penny, and I'm so happy for that guy. Anyways, that's it. I'll stop. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that wonderful good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See y'all!